In 2003, deep inside the dark caves of Flores Island in Indonesia, a team of archaeologists stumbled upon something that defied everything we thought we knew about human evolution. The skeletal remains of a tiny human, no taller than a child, with a brain the size of a grapefruit. Scientists called her LB1. The world called her a real-life hobbit. But what happened to this mysterious species, known scientifically as Homo floresiensis? And why did they vanish so suddenly, as if wiped out overnight? Could something monstrous be behind their disappearance? At first, the scientific world scoffed. A 3-foot-tall skeleton? With a chimp-sized brain? It had to be a modern human with a deformity, or so they claimed. But the truth was darker and stranger. CT scans, bone density analysis, and tool fragments told another story. Homo floresiensis was no myth, no mistake. It was real. A separate branch of humanity that lived in isolation for tens of thousands of years. They made stone tools with precision. They hunted prey many times their size. They controlled fire in the belly of jungle caves. All with brains no larger than a grapefruit. How? That's the mystery. And more chilling still, why did they vanish? What did they encounter in those dense, unforgiving forests? Something ancient? Something monstrous? Or something far too familiar? The bones don't lie, but they whisper of a small people standing tall against unspeakable terror and losing. Whatever found them in that primeval dark left no survivors, only silence. Flores Island was never meant for the faint of heart. Tucked away in the Indonesian archipelago, this landmass is wrapped in a suffocating cloak of jungle thick, humid, and nearly impenetrable. Venomous snakes slither beneath rotting leaves. Giant spiders cling to twisted branches. The terrain is cruel, carved by volcanic fury and time. For tens of thousands of years, Flores was cut off from the outside world, sealed like a vault. And within that isolation, evolution went mad. Rats swelled to the size of dogs. Storks towered over humans. And Komodo dragons, venomous, cunning, cold-eyed killers ruled as apex predators. It was here, amid this chaotic crucible of nature, that a tiny human species emerged. Homo floresiensis, small, clever, and alone. They adapted to the nightmare. But in a land where everything grows sharper, hungrier, and stranger, survival was a battle soaked in blood. Then, just as mysteriously as they came, they disappeared. Something stalked them in the shadows of this primeval prison. Something that left behind no bones, only silence and fear. The bones don't just speak, they scream. Scattered across the cave, floors, and jungle soil of Flores are remnants of a prehistoric nightmare. Next to the fragile skeletons of Homo floresiensis lie the twisted remains of beasts that once ruled this island of isolation. Komodo, dragons massive, venom-laced predators the size of alligators prowled the forests with silent, lethal precision. Giant storks, nearly 6 feet tall, capable of snatching small primates whole, towered like sentinels in the trees. But there are other signs, darker signs. Gnawed bones with bite marks that don't match any known predator. Fossils scattered in patterns that suggest panic, ambush, and slaughter. Something else was there, something that didn't just kill, but hunted. Some believe it was a lost species, a cryptic carnivore that vanished without a name. Others whisper of shadows still moving in the night, of eyes that watched from the treetops. Was it extinction by nature, or by something far more sinister? One thing is certain, the hobbits weren't alone in the dark. The Komodo dragon isn't just a relic of the past, it's a living embodiment of terror. Towering over most predators, these scaled assassins have haunted Flores for over 1 million years. Fossils confirm it. Their venom doesn't just kill it, causes massive blood loss, paralysis, and a slow, suffocating death. Add to that raw muscle, serrated teeth, and the patience of a cold-blooded stalker, and you get the perfect predator. Now picture this, a young Homo floresiensis, no taller than a 10-year-old child, barely 3 feet high, clutching a sharpened stick. While a 200-pound Komodo silently approaches through the underbrush, eyes unblinking, breath cold. That wasn't a one-time nightmare, it may have been a generational curse. Over and over, the hobbits may have watched their kin dragged into the brush, limbs crushed, screams swallowed by the jungle. Some scientists believe these dragons weren't just hunters, they were executioners. Did the Komodo dragon help wipe Homo floresiensis from the earth? Or was it simply nature's hand enforcing a brutal law, adapt, or be eaten alive? Long before science set foot on Flores, the locals already told stories, dark stories. They spoke of the Ebu Gogo, small, hairy creatures that walked upright, mumbled like humans, and stole food and children. These weren't mere fairy tales. The villagers swore the Ebu Gogo lived in caves, crept through the night, and vanished into shadows when threatened. Tricksters? Maybe, but also feared. The legends say they once roamed freely, scavenging from human settlements until one day, enough was enough. The people rose up, trapping the Ebu Gogo inside their caves, setting them ablaze. Screams echoed through the jungle. Nothing came out. Were these just cautionary tales told to scare children, or fragments of ancient memoreccos of Homo floresiensis passed down through generations? Could the locals have encountered real hobbits and wiped them out? Perhaps the line between myth and history is thinner than we dare admit. On this island, where the dead whisper and the forest hides its secrets, some stories aren't legends, they're confessions. Liang Bua Cave isn't just a tombits, a crime scene frozen in time. Bones lie scattered like echoes of a forgotten war. Animal remains bear precise cut marks, proof that Homo floresiensis were capable hunters, tool users, survivors. But then comes the unsettling part. The same brutal etchings, deep, deliberate incisions appear on hobbit bones as well. Legs severed, skulls split, joints disarticulated with methodical force. Was it predation by beasts? Perhaps. But the patterns hint at something more: chilling intelligence behind the violence. Could desperation have driven them to turn on one another? Famine-fueled cannibalism in the black silence of the cave? Or was something else responsible? Something stronger, smarter, something that didn't kill to eat but to exterminate. These aren't just remnants of survival. They are relics of a struggle, a war we'll never fully understand. And amid the silence of stone and shadow, the bones whisper, they fought, but they did not win. Roughly 50,000 years ago, something stirred in the shadows of Southeast Asia. Homo sapiensur species had arrived. We brought fire, tools, language, and extinction. Wherever we went, megafauna vanished, giants fell, ecosystems collapsed, and always other human species disappeared. Flores was no exception. The timeline suggests a chilling overlap. We arrived just as the hobbits vanished. Coincidence or conquest? Some scientists argue we met the man. It was no peaceful encounter. We may have seen their small stature and strange speech not as kin, but as threats or prey. Did we enslave them, exterminate them, or worse, erase them from memory by burning their bodies, destroying their culture, and silencing their caves with blood? History never records the cries of the defeated. But here, in the jungles of Flores, silence may be our answer. Homo floresiensis didn't go extinct, they were hunted, cornered, and forgotten. And if that's true, then the most terrifying predator on Flores was us. Flores is a land carved by scarcity, harsh, unforgiving, and wild. With few large mammals and limited food sources, survival was a daily war. In this crucible of desperation, the rules of humanity may have fractured. What happens when the jungle offers no mercy and hunger gnaws louder than conscience? Fossils suggest Komodo dragons feasted on Homo floresiensis bones, cracked, chewed, dissolved in stomach acid. But even darker possibilities lurk. Some hobbit bones show markings cut, burned, broken in ways hauntingly similar to known cannibalistic sites. Could the hunted have become hunters of their own? Did the hobbits, under starvation's grip, turn on each other? Or did outsiders, perhaps early Homo sapiens, view them as less than human and devour them without remorse? Flores may have been no island paradise, but a primitive arena soaked in blood and instinct. Predator and prey blurred. Human and monster became interchangeable, and somewhere in the soil, the bones still remember. And then, they were gone. The last confirmed bones of Homo floresiensis date to around 50,000 years ago. After that silence, no remains, no tools, no signs of life or death. Just absence. It's not a slow decline, but a sudden cut, like a flame snuffed out in the dark. No burial grounds, no fading culture, no final stand, just disappearance. It's as if the jungle itself rose up and swallowed them whole, leaving nothing but whispers. To some, it was extinction by time, but to others, it was something far more deliberate. A hunt so complete, so merciless, that it left no survivors and no witnesses. Was it the work of Komodo dragons, methodically erasing their prey? Or did Homo sapiens arrive like a storm, destroying every trace of a rival species? Or perhaps something even older and darker hunted them to extinction, something that left no evidence because it never leaves any. The vanishing of the hobbits isn't just a mystery, it's a warning. Sometimes, the loudest screams leave no echo at all. If the hobbits were hunted into extinction, then the real question isn't just what happened, it's why were they the last? Because Homo floresiensis may not have been a one-off evolutionary anomaly. What if they were just the final flicker in a long-forgotten fire? Clues buried across the globe suggest we once shared this planet with multiple human cousins, the Denisovans, Neanderthals, the Red Deer Cave people, all gone. One by one, they disappear at arrest with chilling precision. What if we weren't the inevitable victors of evolution, but merely the last ones standing after a blood-soaked purge? A prehistoric cleansing, not by time or climate, but by violence, fear, and domination. Are we the children of mercy or of massacre? If hobbits vanished without a trace, how many others were silenced before them? Bones crumble, stories fade, but patterns remain. And they point to a terrifying truth. Human history may not be a story of progress, but one of conquest, and perhaps genocide. We love to imagine monsters with fangs, claws, and glowing eyes. But what if the most terrifying predator didn't crawl or slither but walked upright, spoke in words, and built fires in the dark? What if the true horror was us? The deeper we dig into the fossil record, the clearer it becomes. Homo sapiens didn't just survive, we conquered. Our timeline is littered with the remains of those who came before. Neanderthals vanished after we arrived. The Denisovans wiped from the world. The Red Deer Cave people extinct without explanation. And the Hobbits of Flores? Just another name on the growing list. Wherever we went, others fell silent. Not by accident, not by chance, but by design. We didn't share, we dominated. We didn't coexist, we eliminated. We are the architects of extinction, dressed in skin and reason. The monster we fear in the woods may not live in the trees, but inside us. Behind every vanished species, behind every set of butchered bones, stands one figure, calm, calculating, and smiling, and it looks eerily familiar. The island of Flores still breathes with mystery. The jungle is thick, uncharted, and alive with secrets it refuses to surrender. Villagers speak in hushed tones about what they've seen, small, hunched figures flitting between trees, eyes glinting in the moonlight. Eerie cries echo through the canopy at night too, high-pitched to be human, too rhythmic to be animal. Footprints appear after heavy rain, bare, bipedal, child-sized, but no child could have left them. Are these simply myths fueled by ancient fear, or is something still out there, hidden beneath layers of green and shadow? Could remnants of Homo floresiensis have endured in isolated pockets, eluding science, surviving extinction? Or far more terrifying, has something older, more primal taken root in the heart of Flores? A creature born of time, hunger, and silence. The jungle watches. It remembers. And maybe, just maybe, it protects something it doesn't want the world to find. What lurks in the jungle isn't just a mystery, it's a warning. The island of Flores still breathes with mystery. The jungle is thick, uncharted, and alive with secrets it refuses to surrender. Villagers speak in hushed tones about what they've seen: small, hunched figures flitting between trees, eyes glinting in the moonlight. Eerie cries echo through the canopy at night too, high-pitched to be human, too rhythmic to be animal. Footprints appear after heavy rain, bare, bipedal, child-sized, but no child could have left them. Are these simply myths fueled by ancient fear? Or is something still out there, hidden beneath layers of green and shadow? Could remnants of Homo floresiensis have endured in isolated pockets, eluding science, surviving extinction? Or far more terrifying, has something older, more primal taken root in the heart of Flores? A creature born of time, hunger, and silence. The jungle watches, it remembers, and maybe, just maybe, it protects something it doesn't want the world to find. What lurks in the jungle isn't just a mystery, it's a warning. In the end, the Hobbits of Flores are more than just a vanished species. They are a cracked mirror held up to our pasta reflection, not only of what once was, but of who we've become. Their bones lie silent, but their story still breathes. It warns us, monsters did walk this earth. Some wore scales, some had claws. But the most dangerous wore skin and a smile, spoke in words, and buried the past beneath layers of time and denial. The disappearance of Homo floresiensis isn't just a prehistoric puzzle, it's a wound in our history that never quite closed. Who decided which species lived and which were erased? Whose hands buried the bones too deep to find? In every extinction, in every forgotten name, there's a whisper of something darker, an ancient instinct to dominate, to silence, to consume. And perhaps that instinct never died. Perhaps the hunt never ended, it just changed form. Today we explore ruins and study fossils, but are we also rewriting truth? What if the real extinction isn't of the hobbits, but of the memory of what we did to them? Because in the shadows of prehistory, echoes still whisper, and if you listen closely, you'll hear them. If this story unsettled you, good, that means you're still listening. Subscribe to Prehistoric Shadows, where we uncover the chilling truths buried in the bones of time. Each week, we drag the past out of the darkened face, the monsters that still haunt us. Join us, step into the shadows, and never look at history the same way again.